Sweet. Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm Pablo. Very, very excited for this. Whew, yeah, I've got tingles on my spine. We're actually gonna select the winner of our ticket to Space Sweepstakes, and yeah, I'm super excited. I've got a little presentation here, kind of about MoonDAO, but I want to also, yeah, kind of give the rundown on like how we're going to be selecting the winners. So there are actually going to be 10 people that walk away with prizes today, and we'll be selecting in reverse order. So we're selecting live. We'll be selecting by NFT ID. So if you go to the MoonDAO app on that sweepstakes page where you got your NFTs and you view your NFTs, you can see the IDs associated with each of them. And we'll be displaying those live. And yeah, we'll be going in reverse order. So from the 10th winner, 9th, 8th, 7th, 6th, and so on. Yeah, and then we'll have our number one winner. It's important to note that, Blue Origin will be doing like a background check on the winner, so we won't be able to officially announce who it is until we get those last checks. But hopefully by tonight we'll have that name. We'll be able to give that over to Blue Origin. They'll be able to run the checks that they need to run, and then we can confirm it. So really exciting. But yeah, before we get into it, I do want to share a little bit about MoonDAO and what we've been up to. MoonDAO as an organization has existed a little over 2 years, but we've done a lot in those 2 years, and I just want to share that with you guys. And also, like, I feel like a question that we get a lot is like, what is MoonDAO? And so hopefully this clears things up for you too. I hope that everyone that entered the sweepstakes will become a MoonDAO member. So in as concise of a sentence as we can, MoonDAO is an internet native institution. So by internet native, that means that we use the tools of the internet. We use the Ethereum network, which is this global computer that allows for us to do governance. It allows anyone with an internet connection to be able to participate in the organization. And our goal is to accelerate the first sustained presence on another celestial body. So we're living in the most exciting times in human history, where we're actually going to be able to take probably the biggest leap forward in humanity's evolution and actually have a sustained presence on the moon and then on Mars. So what we're trying to do is just accelerate it by any means that we can. So like our mission is to accelerate its development and not just any settlement. We want that settlement to be self-sustaining. So by that we mean that it doesn't rely on Earth, that it can operate on its own autonomously. And also, if we do have a new settlement, that is it's a blank slate. So it gives us the ability to rethink things from the ground up in terms of how we want our society to be structured. So similar to when we went to the New World, there were many different countries, many different cultures, and many combinations of different cultures, like the United States, which was this melting pot. I think we'll be seeing the same thing on the moon. So it's an opportunity for new types of governance. It's an opportunity to basically have a blank slate and look at ways that we can improve, not just in space, but then also bring a lot of those tools back to Earth as well. So yeah, but the big question is like, what can individuals do? And that's what MoonDAO is trying to solve. It's like most countries around the world don't have access to a space program. Most people are super inspired by the idea of becoming multiplanetary. Yes, most children, what they want to be when they grow up, and a lot of them want to be astronauts. But right now there isn't that opportunity for people all over the world that want to get involved. So what we want to create is really a platform for people that feel called to help out in this mission. and give them productive means to do that. So by entering into the conversation, by basically rubbing shoulders with researchers, with engineers, with people that are already deeply embedded in that project, and getting access to them, and then also figuring out what their problems are and how we can help them. How can we develop projects and fund those projects to help them succeed and become a part of this biggest project that humanity has ever had. So MoonDAO didn't always have these like lofty goals. It started out as just a very simple idea. It was like, can we use the power of the internet to send someone into space? And at the time, we didn't have all of the concept of MoonDAO figured out in our heads. It was just this goal of, okay, well, maybe there's this chance that if a bunch of us get together, we can purchase seats and send someone into space. Space has historically been a super capital intensive thing. The price to send someone to space is still relatively high, but it's come down a ton, and it's just for the first time really accessible to something like a crowdfunding campaign. So MoonDAO is actually the first crowdfunding campaign ever to be able to send someone into space. And we did that using a tool called Juicebox, which is a tool on Ethereum. Like I mentioned, Ethereum is this global computer. The Ethereum virtual machine is basically gives us all the ability to coordinate with one another online and transmit value. And so we had this super unexpected, huge success. We raised what at the time was about $8.3 million in Ethereum. And we were able to buy not just one, but 2 tickets to go to space. And all of that within 30 days of launching the organization, like totally unprecedented. And actually, within 8 months of starting MoonDAO, by August 2022, we already sent someone to space. So with one of our tickets, we did a vote within the MoonDAO community. We reached out to a bunch of people. The MoonDAO community wanted to gift one person who like had a big platform to share what MoonDAO is with the world. And we had great success with that. Kobe's video has been viewed, I believe, over 35 million times by people around the world. I remember when that video came out, we had thousands of people, especially young people, that were inspired by that video. And I think it's probably the best it's the best documentation of the Blue Origin New Shepard journey, in my opinion. And so we were able to share that with a bunch of people around the world. And soon someone out of the 2,000 entries, the 2,000 plus entries that we received, will be joining the ranks of our first astronaut. But we've had ups and downs as an organization. So a story that I'd like to share with everyone here too is we actually did select a second astronaut alongside Kobe, but the winner was actually from China. And he was a father of 3, just a regular dude. But unfortunately, due to geopolitical constraints, he wasn't able to come to the United States, and he wasn't able to train to be an astronaut. So, I think this is a reminder that what MoonDAO is trying to achieve is to get people from all over the world to work together on one of the few projects that really unites us, which is becoming multiplanetary. It's something that every person from every nation around the world can look up and be inspired by space. And so, despite our differences here on Earth, this actually would have been the first time that a Chinese national would participate in the U.S. space program. But this also created a new opportunity for our organization. So we asked ourselves, okay, where do we go from here? And the community decided, all right, let's select a new member out of the community. So that's exactly what we did. And for the past 3 months, we've been working on this second selection, and we received over 2,000 entries. So here's some key figures. So we had 2,214 entries total. Like I mentioned before, 10 people will be walking away today with winning a prize, either in the form of Mooney or the grand prize of a Blue Origin rocket, or a New Shepard, I should say, a New Shepard launch, and being a Blue Origin astronaut. So really exciting. And our selection is actually starting now. So we've run one of the selections in order to test it earlier today. We tested the contract by running and selecting the number 10 winner. But live in this call, we'll be actually using the contract that's on the Ethereum network, or actually Polygon, which is another Ethereum virtual machine blockchain. And yeah, we'll be selecting these live. So I think what we'll be doing is basically we'll be switching between, we have and you can follow along actually on the MoonDAO app. If you go to app.moondao.com, you'll see those winners refreshing in real time. But we'll also be sharing a screen up here too with the winning results. So I believe Colin, who's here also backstage, will be the one actually executing those transactions, and then you'll be seeing the results in real time. As we're selecting, we'll also be sharing a little bit about other MoonDAO projects, MoonDAO initiatives that we've been working on, and you'll also hear from some other MoonDAO members and project leaders. So yeah, I guess without further ado, Colin, I don't know if you want to share your screen and we can see the next winner. So I believe the number 10 winner, if we can pull it up, I don't remember the ID number. There we go. So the 10th winner was token ID number 1605. And again, so if you go to the app and you go on this page, you can view your NFTs and you can see what number ID you have. So they'll be winning 30,000 Mooney. And yeah, we'll keep updating this and keep running through it. So yeah. In the meantime, though, as we're executing these transactions, and they do take a while, we do have to send it over to the blockchain, and then they come back. I also want to share a few other key statistics about MoonDAO. So, like I mentioned, MoonDAO has been around for about 2 years, and the way that we operate is through proposals that are put up to the community for vote, and then we can fund projects that way. So throughout MoonDAO's lifetime, we've seen 124 different proposals, which have funded 51 projects. In total, we have just shy of 12,000 token holders, and 93 individuals that have contributed to those projects. And over $1 million in funding have gone to these projects. And to date, we've got about 1.6 million in our treasury to continue funding different projects that help us solve problems towards becoming multiplanetary. So a question that we get a lot is, how does MoonDAO work? So anyone can submit a proposal to MoonDAO. Good ideas come from everywhere. Usually we've seen, and it's pretty open-ended, but usually we've seen projects fall into 3 different categories, either research and development. So this could be, helping fund a startup. For example, there's been research done at MoonDAO in lunar timekeeping that is being rolled into a startup, and Phil will be sharing a little bit more about that. As well as like research reproduction. So MoonDAO is proud to be a part of the decentralized science movement, and we're really excited to be using a lot of the tools for decentralized science and reproducing academic papers and opening up access to academic research. Yeah, it's a really, really exciting field, and MoonDAO is lucky to be taking part in this movement. Another broad category of projects as well is in internal tools. So in improving how the DAO functions. DAOs are still a relatively new concept, so there's a lot of work that's being done in just improving DAOs. And MoonDAO is also lucky to be on the forefront of DAOs. And you can think of a DAO as basically just an internet native organization. So any basically like LLC, etc., could be implemented using smart contracts with Ethereum. And yeah, an analogy that I like to make is that in exploring the new world, actually, we had to come up with new forms of collaboration in the form of a joint stock company, and that was actually invented to raise funds to purchase the galleons and the ships in order to explore the new world, or in order to create new trade routes. And so I think we'll be seeing a very similar narrative play out here in the next few decades, where we're going to need to invent new forms of collaboration and organization in order to make use of, well, in order to get the amount of capital required to fund some of these expeditions. Space is very expensive, but then also to have people from all over the world be able to arbitrate contracts, smart contracts, between adversarial parties. So right now, international law is rather tricky, but if you have a programmable contract, then the outcomes of that contract are a lot more straightforward. And then the third major bucket that we see is in experiences. So you'll hear from Ben, who's the CEO of Lifeship. MoonDAO has been working with Lifeship to send members' DNA to the moon. You'll hear from Ryan and Ellie in space, who are both helping with the zero gravity project that we have. So this is with Nicole Stott, Doug Hurley, and Charlie Duke, three legendary astronauts. And this was done through a partnership with Space for a Better World. Christina Korp is the CEO of Space for a Better World, and she's amazing too. And then obviously, these Blue Origin seats. So yeah, I've blabbed a bunch here, so I'm not sure. I think we've probably already hit the 9th winner. There we go. Token ID 1560. Cool. Yeah, so we have the database of people that map to each of these IDs, but for privacy's sake, we just display the ID here. But yeah, congratulations to whoever won that. Yeah. Cool. All right. In the meantime, I'll go back to explaining more stuff about MoonDAO, and I'll stop blabbing. We'll get some other MoonDAO leaders here on stage soon. So another question that we get a lot is, okay, so this sounds awesome. I want to work with MoonDAO. I want to contribute to MoonDAO. How do I do this? How does it work? Well, it works in the form of a proposal. Like I mentioned, anyone can create a proposal. If you have an idea and you want to make it a reality, we're here to help. So MoonDAO's treasury is controlled by all of the token holders. So they will actually review your project proposal and then vote on whether or not we want to support it. Here's a little figure about the proposal life cycle. So all the proposals start out in our Discord. So there's an ideation forum, and that's really just intended for loose thoughts. So if you're thinking like, has anyone thought of ever doing X? Probably there has been some discussion about that, and talking about it within the forum will get you more resources. Maybe there are other individuals that actually want to work on that idea too. Maybe there are some learnings that we've already had within the community that could help you. But really, it's a pretty casual like process at that point. We've seen tons and tons of different ideas from the community, and once that has matured into an actual proposal, then it goes up for leadership review. So what that basically means is different people that have actually successfully passed proposals in the past. So people that know the MoonDAO process, they know how it all works. They will check your proposal just to make sure it basically fits the criteria of a MoonDAO proposal, and basically supports you in order to get it over to member vote. And you basically present your proposal to this smaller group of leaders within the DAO. And yeah, and then after you go through that process, it can go up to broader member vote. And that's where it's voted on by all of the MoonDAO members.
I think we've got number 8 coming in here too.
Sweet. All right. Number 435. Congratulations.
Woohoo.
Yeah, woo. Sweet.
Cool.
All right. Yeah, and then so another thing too here is like why use a DAO? And I'd say honestly the primary reason is that it's incredibly transparent. So and this allows for people from all over the world to be able to collaborate and know that the funds are being used exactly as they intend them to. So yeah, like in my opinion, I think that soon we'll see many nonprofits become DAOs, and then eventually even I think governments could benefit from using a lot of the tools of DAOs in order to validate votes and ensure that all of that is being accounted properly, in order to and also allow people to transparently be able to audit the results of those votes. Yeah, I think this is a very awesome tool set for democracy, and for especially when it comes to nonprofits. I think it's great to be able to see exactly where the funds that are being contributed to that organization go to, and using a DAO, you can actually track all of those expenses. So with MoonDAO, you can see every single one of our transactions being done in real time. You can see where all of the money is going. Yeah. Okay. So I've gone through a lot of my part here, and now you'll hear from some of the other MoonDAO project leaders. So yeah, we've got a bunch of awesome people here that will be talking about different initiatives at MoonDAO, stuff that they've worked on, and then a bit just about themselves and their background. So I guess yeah. First up here is Phil. So I'll kick it over to you, Phil. How's it going?
Hey, thanks. This is super exciting. Congrats to the winner so far. I got involved through MoonDAO through the Open Lunar Foundation. MoonDAO sponsored a research fellowship, and I was that fellow. And the research, the question that I wanted to answer was, what do we do about time at the moon? So much infrastructure, including communications, navigation, and basically everything that runs the internet. At its very core, it comes down to timing, especially precision timing. And at the moon, that's not you can't, if you bring a clock there, you need to sync it with other people's clocks. How do we do that? How do we do that in a way that's equitable? How do we do that in a way that's fair for everybody that is building the lunar economy? So that's what the research was. And through that, I stayed at MoonDAO. MoonDAO helped me connect with the right people and basically find a reason to continue this research on my own, and actually supported me through that in the past 6 to 8 months. And over the course of that, we've connected MoonDAO with Open Lunar, with some other organizations in the industry, some individuals that are space policy experts, and academics to come together and like get excited about this idea of decentralized infrastructure at the moon. What you see on the screen is an example of some of that research from NICT in Japan, which is the steward of the Japan's time standard. So this coming year, me and my colleague Ashley decided that this project has so much potential, and it is actually at its core pretty accessible to up and coming space engineers and space cadets, I guess. What we want to do is we want to use MoonDAO's decentralized funding model, the D prize, to foster innovation and use the blockchain to get the community involved, get people that might not otherwise have a chance to participate in space exploration. And at the end of that D prize, hopefully we'd have some technology that would enable decentralized lunar timekeeping, decentralized lunar infrastructure at the moon.
Awesome. Yeah. No, this is like this is like the most exciting, I think, like research that MoonDAO's been a part of, and
it has a catchy name too. If you didn't notice the play on words there, it would be timing for deep space. So it's space time, but in deep space you also have to account for space time being one and the same. So
it's very punny. It's very ripe for puns, all the time stuff. Yeah,
has to be.
Awesome. Well, yeah, thanks, Phil. Thanks for sharing a little bit. And well, also Phil's been also working with some DeSci tools and like paper reproduction. We don't have that slide here, but I think it's really cool and worth mentioning too.
Yeah, we can talk about that a little bit after. I think number 7 is ready.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, let's do it. Cool. 1801. Good year. Sweet. Congratulations to token ID holder 1801. But yeah, Phil's been working with an awesome organization called DeSci Labs and reproducing some I'll let you explain better. You can explain better than I can.
Yeah. So this project we're just getting started. I'm working on the proposal now to pitch it as a project with MoonDAO as a joint project with MoonDAO and DeSci Labs. And DeSci Labs, the idea that they have is that academic research deserves to be out in the open. It deserves to be public, and it deserves to be driven by the academic community itself. So rather than sort of walled garden style journals, they've applied blockchains and blockchain IPFS and Bacalhau, which is a way to basically send compute off into the cloud and then get it back. And so their platform has a unique ID for a given piece of research. The code and the data can be hosted with that manuscript as it's written out, and even executed and reproduced locally by anybody because all the research is right there. So if you're excited about space research, you want to read some papers and respond to them, we want to find papers, or you know someone that is doing research in space exploration, I'd be happy to connect with you, because the way we test this out is by getting it in front of a lot of people and seeing what works. So join the Discord and reach out to me. I'm easy to find.
Sweet. Looks like we've got number 6 ready too. 905. Woo. Yeah, it's hard to do without the names. I feel like it'd be more exciting to like announce the name of the winner, but yeah, 905. Good stuff. Cool. All right. So next we've got the Zero G project. So yeah, I'll pass it over to Ryan, who can share a bit more about this project. Yeah.
Totally, yeah. Yeah, the Zero G project, super exciting. We've been working on this one for a while. We basically chartered an entire Zero G flight, and we're going to be joined by, as Pablo mentioned earlier, we got Nicole Stott and Doug Hurley and Apollo 16 moonwalker Charlie Duke, like 3 legendary astronauts in their own right. Being able to do a Zero G flight with any one of these people would be cool, let alone all 3 of them. We had part 1 actually in Houston. When was it? In late October, and we did a cool behind the scenes tour with JSC. Went to Apollo Mission Control, the historic Apollo Mission Control with Charlie Duke. Got down on the mission control floor. It was really, really cool. Just to have these opportunities to really see behind the scenes and see what goes on there. The actual flight itself did get delayed just with like FAA complications. So we are now scheduled to go out of Kennedy Space Center in Florida on February 23rd, which is going to be really cool. We still have a couple seats left, but obviously the deadline's coming up really quick here. So, you know, if anybody is interested in joining us, we definitely love to have you. We might be able to catch a rocket launch, of course, too, and have the rest of the really cool experience here floating in zero gravity. I've never done zero gravity flight. I don't think anyone here at MoonDAO has. So maybe we could put a little tip here from Nicole. She could definitely speak better to what it's like.
What's cool about the Zero G flight too is that you really do get this experience, this feeling of what floating, flying in a more continuous sense is like. I mean, you really can if you allow yourself. And I would say the key thing to really appreciating it the most and feeling like if you would if you were on a space station is to chill, like to really just be mellow and to not and it's hard not to do this at first because your body floats up and you're like, ah, you know, your legs and arms want to, you know, flail around and you want to try to, you know, swim to get into the right position, or you feel like it should take more, you should have to exert yourself more to get yourself in a position, when it really is like a very graceful, or should be, to really appreciate and get the most out of it. You should always be thinking about what's the least I need to do to get in this position. What's the most relaxed I can be while I'm experiencing this? What's the just touch my finger on the floor of the airplane and float up to the ceiling kind of thing I can do, versus feeling like you have to push off and that you have to be, you know, kind of working it. It really is in the best way, it's a graceful, very Zen thing if you let it be.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, yeah, I think, well, Ari in our community has done zero gravity flight before, and he was saying that it was almost like a reset of his entire body, that he felt as though he had gone back to some state that he always knew existed, but that's, yeah, it was like he was going back home somehow, you know?
Yeah.
Which is so interesting to me.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really cool way to think about it, because I think you are. I mean, where we started out, we're floating, and and it was probably pretty chill and, you know, comfy. And I think the same thing needs to happen here. I mean, to really, really get the most out of it. It's I guess it's about thinking less about it and just kind of going with it. And
yeah, so I was with Nicole the first time I did my first Zero G. And I was like a giddy idiot. I was just bouncing all over the place. And she actually has the video of my very first, I think it was probably the moon, or maybe the Mars one. And it's so funny because I am just like a giggling kid. Now, I will say, it's taken me a few flights now to do what she's talking about, though. Although the last flight I did, I have to say people picked it up much better than I did, which is that you just start floating if you don't even try, like once you're in zero gravity.
Yeah. And that's, you know, the thing about it is, I think it's another one of these kind of perspective things too, right? We get so used to the way we move. It's natural for us, right? It's all pretty much two-dimensional. We're walking in a straight line. We're climbing upstairs. We're moving this way very purposefully, but very naturally. And now you're in a place where it becomes three-dimensional, right? And you have to, so this feeling of your body moving like that, it's just like, oh my gosh, it's so foreign at first. But I think like Ari was saying, if you just kind of let it happen and, you know, versus trying to push up and fly fast and flip and roll and all of that, if you just let it happen and see what that does for you, how it elevates you, like literally will lift you off the ground without you having to do anything, then it becomes, I think the adaptation is much quicker and much more graceful than you know, trying to fight it or help it. I just can't wait to see how, you know, how everybody responds to it again, and there's joy. I mean, it's total joy in that whole experience.
So yeah, super exciting project. We're really excited to get off the ground on this one. Literally, February 23rd, as you probably saw on the slides. But yeah, if you're interested in joining us, definitely let us know here in the next week or so.
Sweet. Number 5 is ready too. So
Cool.
$11.99.
Good
and
number.
for those of you that in Discord, I am also updating the Discord there with the winners, and we've got a bunch of other conversation channels and people across the world that chime in. So, all right, let's go to talk about some of the other projects that you're cooking up, Pablo.
Yeah. Okay. Next we've got Colin. So he's I don't know, maybe like our developer leader in the community, I'd say. He's been an integral part of building what we call the MoonDAO web app or mission control, and I'll hand it off to him. How's it going, Colin?
Hey, what's up, guys? MoonDAO developers have been hard at work for the past year, just building, making cool stuff. So the main thing is the MoonDAO app. It's been redesigned. We've worked a lot on the front end, making it look nicer. Things are a lot more simplified now. Shout out to Fian. He's one of our contributors who put this design together, along with some other people. So now we have a simplified onboarding process. So everything's right in the app. So you can swap from native token, whether that's Matic or ETH, to Mooney. And then from there, you can stake your tokens and fully onboard into MoonDAO. We're also working on integrating the marketplace into the app. We made the marketplace a few months back. You can buy or sell NFTs for Mooney. So yeah, we're working on that. And then D-Prize is also in development. So we're working with Phil and some of the people over there trying to merge our projects together and build D-Prize out. So yeah, just pretty straightforward with the web app. Added features, simplified it, improved the design. And it looks like we got number 4 ready to go.
Sweet. Let's see it. 151.
Congrats.
I love the like soundboard clapping.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well, only 3 more to go. We're actually almost there. Yeah, we're spinning right through them. Cool. All right. Next project, we've got Ben. Ben's the CEO of Lifeship, and he's joining us here also. Yeah, MoonDAO's been working with Lifeship for a little over a year now. Hey Ben, how's it going? I'll hand it off to you.
Here, what a night. Yeah, and I love what MoonDAO is doing with Lifeship, and what we're doing. Lifeship's big mission is to back up Earth and spread life to the stars, and we're also a community-powered mission. And what we've done with MoonDAO is our first missions are DNA seed banks in space. So we're backing up humanity and then Earth's biodiversity by saving essentially seed banks in space with DNA. And then these also have data archives and cultural archives. And we've launched the space 3 times already. We were on a mission that was with Astrobotic that was meant to go to the moon, and we made it to the distance of the moon, but that one won't land on the moon. But what we're doing with MoonDAO, we're on a mission later this year with Firefly Aerospace makes the moon lander, and that'll launch on a SpaceX rocket. And Lifeship has a small capsule on it, and in this capsule we have DNA of thousands of people, and many of the MoonDAO members have added DNA, and we sold a product, Add Your DNA, with chunk of proceeds going to MoonDAO. So that MoonDAO is offering, and then also we've sent the MoonDAO Constitution. We're etching that into this piece that's meant to last a year. And so we etched the MoonDAO Constitution as well as the logo and other document MoonDAO and some also we have
Oh no, I think we lost Ben. Can you hear us, Ben? I think his connection might have dropped out there, unless it was just me.
Oh, we lost Ben.
Oh.
Number 3 is ready. If you want to go there.
Okay, yeah. Hopefully we'll get Ben back in after we check out number 3. Let's see. Ooh, 45.
45. You know what? I think that might be one of the ones I have.
Oh my god!
Unfortunately, I'm in one of the places where the sweepstakes isn't valid. So I donated all of my tickets to family and friends and some coworkers, and I'm pretty sure this one's going to go to a really good friend of mine. So
100,000 Mooney, not bad.
Yeah, finally get him to join me.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see if we got Ben back. Can you hear us, Ben?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
There we go. Yep. We just lost you for like the last, 10 seconds while you were talking. I don't know if you could get us. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've done DNA, we've done photos, we've done people's stories. We're doing a wallet, secret key for a wallet for MoonDAO, and that'll be kind of like a future scavenger hunt of whoever can get the pass key off this can have access to that wallet. And yeah, we're on a mission. This will all launch on a mission later this year. And one of my core teammates, VJ, who's on the line and has tokens to hopefully win one of these prizes as well. He created the whole layout for how this whole billion-year technology is getting laid out and then getting sent to the moon. And yeah, so that's what we're doing together. Lifeship's a mission to back up Earth and spread life to the stars, and really this community-powered movement, similar to MoonDAO, the vision that space is an area that unites people, and that that people can get excited about, and people can get excited about. I care about people all around the world being excited about being a human, and these visions that we're working on together, whether it's settling space, becoming multiplanetary, or backing up Earth in space, or someday rippling life across the galaxy. I feel that they're uniting big picture visions that any human can be excited about who we are as a species, and that's where we're headed. We're headed for the stars, and excited about these collaborative space movements.
Awesome. Yeah. Very well said. Yeah, I mean, we're super excited to be working with Lifeship. I mean, yeah, I think the mission is incredible, and I think it's just the beginning of our collaboration. So, thanks for joining us, Ben. Yeah, cool.
Glad to be here.
Thank you. All right, I think we only have 2 more left. Do we have number 2? I don't know if it's ready yet.
Number 2 isn't ready yet. There's a few more things that are happening at MoonDAO that just happened. That we just wrapped up some reports to talking about how it went for these projects that we've been talking about today. And another one right here is really relevant to the folks that are watching right now. Yeah, the MoonDAO onboarding process. Mitchie, you worked on that, right?
Mitchie is floating in space currently.
Hey, yes. Yeah, I did. And it has been just a whirlwind. I'm so proud of all the members on the team, especially Colin here on stage with us, did an incredible amount of work on this, as well as Larities and Daniel backstage. Like he said, Fian did a lot of great design work. We just had so many awesome people working on this project, and it's been it's been really incredible and an honor watching it all come together, and in just a very short window of time too, because it went hand in hand with this sweepstakes event. We really wanted people to come into the community very easily, and in Web3 that is a big deal. It's a big ask to be able to get people over all of the hurdles with the technology and all the verbiage and the decisions and their wallets and all these things. And so now it's so easy. It's hard to believe that it, when looking back at when I joined MoonDAO, it's amazing that I ever got in. I don't know. I guess I was just really persistent because it seemed very important to me. Yeah, it's just really great. If anyone in the audience, I think it's down at the bottom too. If you go to app.moondao, the onboarding process is right there. There's a video that I had a hand in making, and yeah, I don't know what to say except that it's really great. That we still have a little ways to go. I think that right now Web3 in general is in this phase of abstraction, where a lot of the stuff that's been at the forefront of our everyday experience at MoonDAO is now moving into the background. And I think we're going to be soon in a future where many people will be using Web3 without ever realizing it.
And I just want to mention that I was an outsider for the longest time with Web3, and but involved in space engineering for my whole career. And this is the first practical application of Web3 that I found besides a currency. And I just want to mention here before we announce number 2, which I think is just fresh out of the oven, that Mitchie and the team put together a way to get involved that doesn't require reading or watching videos on how blockchain works in order to participate. Blockchain obviously powers the voting mechanisms and the way that we have accountability and transparency. But actually participating in the community is about participating in the community. Effort, enthusiasm. All of us are basically volunteers, or most of the community is basically volunteers, and we can get rewarded for the time and effort we put in. So just a few bucks gets you enough tokens to vote on a proposal. A few more, and you can start submitting projects of your own and so on. So yeah, you know what, Mitchie, why don't we show the video you made? I think it breaks it down a little bit better than I could.
Yeah, I think I tried to express MoonDAO in the most simplest terms possible. So yeah, Ryan, I guess you can cue that up.
Welcome to MoonDAO, a revolutionary governance model and mission-oriented community that's reshaping collaboration in the space industry. Our mission is to create a self-sustaining, self-governing settlement on the moon to act as a launch point into the cosmos. MoonDAO is governed like a nation, with its own economy, constitution, voting system, treasury, elections, and senate, but internet native, and so without the limitations of geography. In 2022, we sent our first member to space, showcasing our model's capacity for real-world impact. Now, we're implementing key solutions for global collaboration in the space industry. We offer a borderless, permissionless platform that enables everyday people to participate in the future of space development and exploration. Be part of our lunar legacy and join the MoonDAO movement today.
Awesome. Yeah, Mitchie put that video together, and I mean, it was a labor of love. It takes a lot of effort to make something look seamless like that, and yeah, I remember watching that, just being blown away. Yeah, awesome stuff, Mitchie.
Shout out to Paola, who did the voice acting.
Oh, yeah.
For anyone who doesn't realize she's an AI, but it did take quite a few retakes. I had to sit there and edit together a lot of different takes to get that right.
Awesome. Well, I think we've got number 2 ready. So let's see. The winner of 200,000 Mooney is token ID 1816. All right, so that leaves us with just one more. So the next person that we select is going to be the winner of the Blue Origin seat. So I'm excited, but we've got like a couple more slides. So let's get through those. I'm sorry, but just a couple more slides, and then we'll select the winner. So I'll do this one quick because I don't want to hold everyone up, but MoonDAO has been hard at work on something that we're calling the D prize. And so some of you might have heard of the X prize or the Ansari X prize. It was an accelerant to a lot of the space companies that we see today. Their prize was just to create a rapidly reusable spacecraft that could go into space and back quickly. And what we're hoping to do is to create basically Web3 native X prizes, so where people can contribute towards superlatives or like very very interesting like things that haven't happened yet that we'd like to pull in from the future into the present and provide capital to those prizes, and then also open up basically the ability for people from all over the world to work towards those projects and receive funding from that prize. So there's a lot of really interesting funding mechanisms that are out there now, like quadratic funding, where individuals from all over the world can basically choose teams that they think are moving the needle forward on that prize. And so basically people from all over the world can get involved in selecting teams that they think have the best shot at solving that problem, and those teams can receive funding for doing so. But yeah, so last thing we'll do here before we select the number one is I really hope that everyone that participated in the sweepstakes will consider joining MoonDAO. I think it's a really exciting time to be a part of DAOs, to be a part of the DeSci movement, and to be a part of the space movement. We're living through the most exciting period in human history, and I think MoonDAO is a way to get involved. If you join the sweepstakes, you're likely someone that grew up wanting to be an astronaut someday. So I think you'll find a community of like-minded people here at MoonDAO. You can join for as low as $12. Many of you that join the sweepstakes already know this. You can become a citizen or a pioneer as well. A citizen grants you full membership into the organization. A pioneer is more for businesses or large donors that want specialized support from MoonDAO. We're accessible to everyone all over the world. This is really important to us. And you can receive discounts like Lifeship, zero-G missions, a bunch of other future opportunities that we'll do as well. You can have impact on the space economy. You can get involved working on some of these challenges, and you'll gain I think we're probably one of the biggest space networks. So yeah, and lastly, you're in control. So the reason why we use a lot of these DAO tools too is that you really do have ownership and say over the organization. So you're in control of those assets. They sit in your wallet, and there's no subscription service. You're not renting time. Like you really do have ownership over those assets. So thank you. All right. We've made it all the way through. We're gonna select the number one winner. Colin, I don't know if you want to share your screen as we select this number one future Blue Origin astronaut. Sweet. It's not so exciting to see a blockchain transaction happen in real time, but we'll do our best here.
We've got the Kobe Cotton hype video too. I don't know if we want to.
Yeah, I also forgot shout out the Lifeship. Oh,
Nice.
Oh, nice. And the
Somebody
QR
shows
code
we
at
have
the top of the screen is a quick link to go to the join page too.
This is a shirt that Mitchie made.
hey.
Moon party shirt. Yeah.
I threw in some nerdy space trivia in there as well on that shirt.
Nice. Yeah. The Sea of Tranquility. I don't know. I can't. It's hard to.
Pablo.
You can get this on Amazon.
Pablo. You
What's up?
You switched full screen as soon as number one.
Oh my God.
I switched. There we go.
All right, congratulations. Number 1336.
Almost 1337. That would have been
I
leet.
know.
1336. Wow. Okay. Whew. I'm excited. I guess so. Well, now we know who 1336 the name that maps to. And by the way, we'll also be emailing everyone. All the winners too. We've got their emails too. And so the next steps in this process, if you're the winner, if you have 1336 in your wallet right now, we'll get in contact with you, and we'll get you in contact with Blue Origin, and you'll go through their astronaut validation process. Basically, they're constrained by ITAR and other regulations, so they need to make sure that you're able to fly, and then we'll be announcing the winner. So yeah, super exciting. Congratulations to 1336. Whew. Wow. All right. Well, we did it. Mitchie, Phil, any other comments? Any other thoughts here?
I just want to mention, I just want to stress that I am not part of the Web3 scene, or I wasn't at all before joining MoonDAO, and just being enthusiastic about being a part of decentralized and transparent and open governance at the moon is really important to me. And through that, just by being here and talking and interacting with everyone and having ideas and sharing those ideas. You know, I've gotten a few projects that have been gone up for vote, and people thought they were good ideas, and so they approved the vote, and I got the chance to work on them. So, yeah, I just want to say that anyone watching, like, congrats to the folks who won So Mooney. I hope you join and participate. Congrats to the person who gets to see the Earth from afar and have experience weightlessness and experience everything that goes along with that, and just bringing the average everyday person into this formerly exclusive space. And super excited to get to the moon with all of you.
Awesome. I checked my wallet to see. I gifted some entries to people too, and I was not the winner. 1336. Yeah, make sure. So if you go to app.moondao.com and you view your NFTs, you can see which IDs your NFTs have. So it's the first number that you'll see when you see each of your NFTs. Whew. All right. Well. Yeah, Ryan, I don't know if there's any other videos or anything else that we should share before closing up.
Why don't you close out with the video from Kobe Cotton to show people what the winner here can expect?
Yeah, we can do that and close things up.
Thank you for joining us for New Shepard's 6th human flight. Today's astronaut crew is secure in their seats, waiting to launch to space. In seat number 4 is Kobe Cotton.
Flight director, New Shepard is go for launch. T-minus 5, 4, command is start, 2, 1.
Thanks to a very generous opportunity from MoonDAO, first place would get the prize of a lifetime.
And the winner goes to space.
Let's go, baby! Take me to space!
The person going to space, Kobe Cotton.
No! Dude Perfect was selected by the MoonDAO community with their governance token Mooney to be the first MoonDAO members they send into space.
T-minus 10.
Oh my God,
9,
guys!
8.
Hello, baby!
7.
Here we go! Let's go, baby!
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engine start.
Light the candle! Oh my gosh, no way. Is he really in there? This is insane! Oh wow. Okay, we're good. Loosen. Oh my gosh!
At the center.
Oh! Guys! We're floating! We're floating!
All right. Thank you.
Yes! Guys, we're doing it!
Oh my okay.
Guys! Oh my gosh! Hey! Guys, all right, now take it in, guys. Look.
See the curvature of the Earth.
Prepare for maximum G-forces on re-entry.
Oh, my face!
There we've got a great shot of the crew capsule coming back down.
Got a capsule! Oh, it's falling fast. They're in that. Are they back in their seats? Well, I sure hope so.
Please slow us down. The parachutes are out!
Okay, guys, we're 500 feet. Look up at the parachutes. Okay, hands on.
Touchdown, titanium feather.
That was insane.
Good job, team.
We went to space! That was absolutely insane. And then all of a sudden, it really is, it's just black. Just this perfect circle, super bright layer of blue all the way around the Earth. Biggest of all time shout out, MoonDAO. Truly the experience of a lifetime from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. For real. Holy cow.
MoonDAO's mission is to decentralize access to space research and exploration, making it possible for anyone. Join the MoonDAO Discord and follow them on social to get involved and see all the exciting upcoming projects they've got.